Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Games. I'm your host and today we're going to talk about the game Sweet Home for the NES. So why do I want to talk about this game? What's so interesting about it? Maybe you haven't even heard about it before. It's still, at least for me, one of the most important games ever made. Because without it and its creator, the talented Mr. Fujiwara, we would most likely never have seen Resident Evil. And so I would like to start this talk about Mr. Fujiwara. This man is one of the heavy hitters in the gaming industry, creating games like Ghosts and Goblins, DuckTales, Commando, and of course, Sweet Home. He also produced Mega Man, so as you see, he's known to make games maybe a little bit harder than they need to be. The creator of many a ball spot, people tearing their hairs out in frustration. He worked for Capcom for 13 years until 1996 when he started his own studio, creating the games Tomba and Tomba 2. But as of 2005, he's back at Capcom. Sweet Home was released in 1989 and it's based on a horror movie going by the same name. The game was sadly only released in Japan, but there are ROMs today to download if you want to enjoy the game. And some of them even come with English subtitles, which was very helpful because, Swedish I get by, English I understand, but that's as far as my language skill goes. Sweet Home is a survival horror role-playing game. And the main reason it wasn't released outside of Japan is its brutal and horrific images. That's not bad for an 8-bit game. Let's take as a comparison. In 1989, the movies Halloween 5 and Amityville 4 came out. And those were okay to see in the US and most parts of Europe. Makes you think once or twice before loading up the game, right? Let's talk story. Sweet Home plays out in, I think you already guessed this, a mansion. The Mamaya mansion has been sealed and left to decay for 30 years, due to a curse. But then a camera crew goes there to make a documentary about the artist Ishiro Mamaya and his fresco. And if you don't know what a fresco is, it's graffiti, but by someone that the cops don't chase down after it's made. Now let's talk gameplay. There are 5 player characters, all resembling the 5 characters in the movie. And I must recommend you seeing the movie, as it's really disturbing. Where was I? Oh yeah, the characters. You can move them around the mansion, either by themselves or in groups. They all have a special skill that is needed to complete the game. While you play, you can switch between the different characters. Although I recommend using Kazuo as a tank, because he has the most health points. The game focuses mainly on puzzle solving and survival. Remind you of any games from 1996? I think you can hazard a guess. Thank you! I'll be here all night. As the inventory space is limited, you will often need to leave things behind and return to pick them up when you need them. This is also something they lean heavily on in the first Resident Evil games. The story is brought forward by notes you find, messages and cutscenes, all in 8-bit glory. The game's dangers consist of random encounters, in which the player gets to choose if he or she wants to fight or flee. And quick time events. As an example, a chair can all of a sudden fly at you, and you have a limited time to decide which side to dodge. Personally, I choose the right side. There's also permadeath, which means if one of your characters die, it's gone forever, and you have to continue the game crippled and done for. But all is not lost, so you're not done for. The special skill that the character had, let's take as an example Kazuo, aka the tank. He has the lighter for burning up ropes and lighting candles. But if he dies, You just have to search the mansions for matches. It gets annoying, but not impossible. The game also has great replayability, as there are 5 different endings to be had. And the endings are different depending on how many characters there are alive when you beat the final boss. And I also want to add this before we part ways. All the fantastic rooms, animation, characters and items in the game is stored on an NES cartridge. The biggest official game that has been released for the NES is Kirby at 6 MB. That means this game uses less. I mean, there's JPEGs that are bigger than that. I really hope you have enjoyed this Let's Talk with me about a great game that has spawned one of the best game series ever, Resident Evil. Now, all that is left for me is to say goodbye. And please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. If you don't, the heavens will fall down on you. Oh no!